Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be discussing the topic of whether child pornography is legal or illegal in India and what is the difference between child pornography and pornography. So let us first understand the timeline. First we'll be looking at the news, then the petition which has been filed in the Supreme Court with regard to the child pornography. Then what is the rule which was given by the Madras High Court? Then what is the status of child pornography in India, and what does the different law says with regard to it? In the end, a prelims practice question. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is issues related to children, and then paper 3 with regard to the what the IT Act says with regard to the child pornography. So let's begin. Before starting, as Holi is approaching and on the auspicious occasion of Holi, Drishti IAS has come up with up to 50% discount on all online pen drive, test series, books and distance learning program courses, and the offer will be valid from 21st to 24th of March. So you can download the Drishti learning app, or you can find the link in the description box also. So celebrate this Holi with Drishti. So let's begin. The news talks about, is it illegal to watch child pornography? Supreme Court hears petition. So there is a term you need to be very clear about, that is pornography and child pornography. See, there is a difference between both. Pornography means seeing any illicit, obscene, sexual content online or through electronic mode. But it becomes problematic when the word child pornography is used. Child pornography means seeing something which is seeing an obscene, illicit or sexual content online or through electronic mode which consists or which has a child in it. And according to the POCSO Act, the age limit is 18 years and below. So any content which is sexually obscene and illicit and has a child and has an individual which is below the 18 years of age, then that is child pornography, and that is when it becomes problematic. The child pornography is a term which almost always remains in news because it has a lot to do with the topics like the welfare of children, and this goes against the POCSO Act also, that is the sexual assault against children. So it is with regard to child pornography. So let's see. So the Supreme Court has agreed to hear a plea challenging the Madras High Court order. So the Madras High Court earlier has given a order, and the Supreme Court is hearing a plea, or the petition is against the order which was given by the Madras High Court. So Madras High Court order was that merely downloading and watching child pornography is not an offense, under the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012 and the Information Technology Act 2000. So this is what was the order of the Madras High Court, and this order talks about that child pornography watching and downloading is not an offense under the IT Act and the POCSO Act. So the petition has been filed against this Madras High Court order. So the petition talks about, and the petition has been filed by the two child rights NGOs, that is Just Rights for Children Alliance and the Bachpan Bachao Andolan. So these two NGOs are talking and are raising the point that the Madras High Court's ruling that watching child pornography doesn't fall within the scope of the POCSO Act could have a harmful impact on child welfare. It says that the ruling which was given by the Madras High Court, that child pornography, watching and downloading the child pornography will have a very negative impact on the minds of the children, and it goes against the welfare of the children. Then comes the Madras High Court rule. So in the S. Harish versus Inspector of Police and another, the Madras High Court quashed the criminal proceedings against a 28-year-old man who was booked under the POCSO and the IT Act for downloading child pornography video. So a 28-year-old man who was downloading and watching the child pornography was booked under the POCSO Act and the IT Act, but the Madras High Court gave the ruling that the proceedings against the man was quashed down. Then let us talk about other things. So this was what the Madras High Court rule was, and against this all the petitions are being filed that why was it quashed down. Now let us talk about the section 67B of the Information and Technology Act. So what does it say? So section 67B of the Information Technology Act, it talks about that it punishes the publishing, transmitting or creating. Publishing, it means if any material is published. Transmitting, it means any material is transmitted from one place to another place. And creating, it means the creation of any new material or content. Of material depicting children in sexually explicit acts. So any kind of material, if it will be published, transmitted or created which has children, which is seen in sexually explicit acts, 5 to 7 years of imprisonment will be there and a fine that can extend up to rupees 10 lakh. Now this is what the IT Act or section 67B of the IT Act talks about. It is very clearly mentioning the word children in sexually explicit acts, and it also has 5 to 7 years of imprisonment and a fine that can extend up to 10 lakh rupees. Then if we talk about the POCSO Act, then section 14 of the POCSO Act prescribes punishment for using a child for pornographic purpose. Now POCSO Act is also giving punishment for using child in pornographic purposes, and IT Act is also giving punishment, but still Madras High Court ruling quashed down the order and it did not punish the person who was downloading the child pornography videos, even though the IT Act and the POCSO Act talks about giving punishment to people who are seeing and who in the sexually intent videos in which children are used or children are there in the videos. And that is why the petitions are also filed against the Madras High Court rule. Now, with regard to the child pornography in India, let us first talk about the Kerala High Court. Watching porn isn't an offense in itself. The situation differs in cases of viewing child pornography. So, Kerala High Court is saying that watching porn is not an offense in itself. It means if a person is watching porn, so that is not an offense in itself. The situation differs in case of viewing child pornography. So it is saying that watching porn is not an offense, but the situation differs if child pornography is there. It means there is a different scenario with regard to pornography and child pornography. Now, section 67B of the IT Act, it punishes all kind of acts pertaining to child pornography, including watching child pornography. So if we talk about the IT Act, that is the Information Technology Act, it punishes all kind of acts which includes and also a person who watches child pornography, and it punishes 5 categories of people. And what are these 5 categories of people? The first category of people is a person who is publishing, transmitting or causing child pornographic material to be published or transmitted in electronic form. So any person who is helping in producing and sharing it with other people which has child pornography in electronic form. Second kind of person who create text or digital images or collect, seek browse, download, advertise, promote, exchange or distribute such material in electronic form. So anyone who is involved in all these things, it means promotion of the child pornography. Then comes the third type, and that is who cultivate, entice or induce children into online relationships with one or more children for sexually explicit acts or in ways that may offend reasonable adults on the computer resource. So if the whole point in all these type is that the person who is involved in promotion of the child pornography in some way or the other. Then come the fourth and fifth, persons facilitating child abuse online and those recording in any electronic form. So recording of child pornography in any electronic form is also punishable. And then if we talk about the POCSO Act, which was amended in the year 2019, it also has a death penalty for people if they are caught with regard to the child pornography. In one instance, the punishment will be given for 5 years, 7 years, but if on regular intervals the person is found to be involved in child pornography, then the harsh step of death penalty is also included in the POCSO Act or the amended POCSO Act of 2019. So this is about the child pornography in India. So we can say, and the Kerala High Court statement also talks about that watching porn is not an offense, but watching child pornography is illegal. Pornography is not an offense, child pornography is illegal. Now, with regard to this, let's talk about the prelims practice question, and you people will tell me the answer in the comment section. So the question talks about, consider the following statements with regard to the POCSO Act 2019. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? So there are two statements. First, amended POCSO Act included stringent measures such as the death penalty for aggravated sexual assault on children. Second, it introduced several provisions to curb child pornography in India. And you have to talk about the correct statement. Codes are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.